CEO Ronald Hickler from Creating the Difference. Hyper Venom from Motive. We're gonna take a look at this bowling ball. Features propulsion MXR Pearl. She is definitely pretty. The finish on this bowling ball is LSP 5500, and what's interesting about that is we scanned it and it also scanned at 5500, but what's interesting is Motive tends to be spot on with their finishes. So when they say it's 5500, the ball will scan at 5500. When they say it's 4000, it scans at 4000. They're probably the best in the industry at being able to hit the finish on their bowling balls. We checked the hardness. Hardness does kind of matter because we've seen specifically with the Motive brand that they will change hardnesses of some of their bowling balls. This bowling ball's at 75. We checked the oil absorption on all the bowling balls. This one happens to be slow, which is kind of common for the polished balls that are shiny, that are meant to be more angular. We also looked at the core. Now the core is kind of special because this is the same core that's also in the Venom shock, which you see pretty much every week on the PBA Tour by EJ Tackett. Also the RG of that core is 2.48. The differential is 0.031. My layout for this ball is my standard layout, which is 55 by 4.5 by 30. And because this ball is so bright, we're gonna do this review a little bit differently. We're gonna do it with the shades on.
I make this look good.
So let's see how the Hyper Venom rolls, and we'll get that going right now. So Motive says this is their most angular ball in the line, the Venom line, so let's see how it rolls. Well, that went over the 9 pin, so I would say that definitely characterizes the bowling ball as angular. So that's good. That should allow me a couple of different angles to play. For right now, we're going to kind of stay where we're at, but that should give me some definite angles to play with the ball. Yeah, she's angular. She's angular. Okay. You know, we throw a lot of different bowling balls from all manufacturers, so it's always interesting to see kind of what they say and then see how that pans out in terms of what we see. Sometimes, like this case, it's good, and sometimes it's not, so it's always interesting. That's way left, and that's still 10 back. Let's cut the lights off for a second. Let me see. We got 3 shots, we got 3 strikes, and we have 2 boards of area in the front, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 3.5 in the back. So we're throwing it pretty good right now. But all 3 shots have struck as well, so that's good. But that's what you would kind of expect. This is going to be one of those balls where when the condition is right, you'll have some room for error, which it appears that I have. Now that one's in. And it didn't even matter, bro. Doesn't even matter. Like, ugh, doesn't matter. Okay. 4 for 4. I want to see how far that one was in, actually. Let me see. Let me see. That's the best part of clutch. We can actually see in real time. Yeah, I mean, it was a board in. It was a board further to the right, and it still struck. Ah, there's a ring 7. Ring 7. Okay. Now we'll do a little moving around, change some hand positions, and kind of see how much room for error in different parts of the lane that we can play. You know, when you have an angular balls tend to be the most fun because they create that late shape, which is good to look at, right? If you can move in, which I'm going to now move in, and you can still create some rotation with your hand, you can create even more entry angle later down the lane. So we're gonna see if I can do that for you to show you. So see, that's in further, and it still makes an even more angular shape. So that one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 boards, no, 5 boards. 5 boards to the right, but gets to the same break point, and then, I mean, you saw what it did to the lanes. And I mean, that gear core shape is obviously one of their better core shapes. Been in the line for quite some time, and has had a lot of success for them. It's a little bit late, just a little bit late on that shot. What I mean by late is that it came a little bit behind the head pin, right? So I'm creating a lot of angle through the front. I'm wanting to get a lot more angle in the back. And sometimes in that case, it's just a little bit late, so I'm a little behind the head pin, and that's what happens. I keep moving to the right, by the way, just a little bit, just to kind of see. And I'm coming around it a little bit more too. So here's why, this is perfect. So I'm basically, now I'm too far in, right? Too far in the oil. The bowling ball wants to make that move. It makes the move, but because I'm in a lot of oil and it's getting down the lane so clean, it's a little bit late, which means I'm just in the wrong part of the lane. That's not a ball issue, that's a me issue. So now let's go the other direction, right? Let's see what happens. Because you can, with an angular piece too, just kind of back your hand out, get back left, and you can still hit the pocket with it. You don't see that every day. So I like the fact that it is so clean. It's going to allow me, I'll make a 2-board move right, and I should be close. Like I should be really close. It's long enough, my hand's out of it enough that it's going to be able to get down the lane and still make just enough of a move to be able to get me in the pocket. With a lot of success, I think this would be a ball that is going to be able to give you some room for error, even with straighter angles to the front. How many times you see that happen? I don't know. That doesn't happen very often. We definitely, I'm close. There's friction out there too, right? It's a house shot. So there's definitely friction there. That's good, watch this. Oof. So see, even when I'm straighter, it's still longer and then still makes that move. That's good, that's real good. That's good. Which means the higher river guys that are higher than me, they'll just be able to move in and they won't leave that wrapped 7-pin like I was leaving. The lower river guys will be able to move left and they'll be able to still get that ball to tip down lane. Like that, like that. Oof, it's good. I mean, you got a lot of good combination little pieces here. You've got a great core shape that's been around for a long time. They've put their propulsion cover on it, which is a cover that's relatively newer, but it's obviously giving them the right kind of shape that they're looking for out of the ball. And this color is definitely going to get noticed. Yeah. You can get real comfortable real easy when you know your ball's going to make the move. Very easy to get comfortable with a piece like this. So I'm going to move back in now again. Ooh, I really wanted that to come back. That was pretty far left. Pretty far left. As a matter of fact, let's see. Let's just take a peek. Yeah, so I mean, from where I was, I'm a good 10 right, and I'm still another 2 left down at the break point. So no surprise that didn't come back, but I can make a little adjustment here and probably get that to work. It's a whole lot of back end. Let me see. That's a whole lot of back end, bro. Yeah, so I'm 10 right of where I was, but I'm 2 left down lane. So it's a 12 board difference, and it's a much, much steeper angle through the front. And you saw, I mean, it's still 10 back. Like it's ridiculous. So I do want to do one more thing, right? So like their last ball was the Evoke, and this ball is kind of like the opposite of that. So I think what we're going to see now is we're going to see a really good combination between a ball that's super angular and then a ball that's super continuous. So I'm going to throw the Evoke really quick as a comparison, just for you guys that have that ball and want to know the difference. Yeah, so Evoke, much more rolly, right? Much more rolly, much more of that continuous type shape, not the angular shape of Hyper Venom. So if you've got an Evoke and you're like, okay, what do I do when the lanes break down? I need something that's a little cleaner, a little more angular, bang, Hyper Venom. If you're like, well, I got some of the other pieces in the line and I need something for when they, when they really break down or when I really need to get that ball to come back, Hyper Venom. If you're throwing Venom Shock and you're like, you know, this ball works on pretty much everything, so now what do I do? Hyper Venom looks like might be the answer, so. All right, so we're going to our happy place here and get you out of here on a string. Oof. So now you have some more information about the new Hyper Venom from Motive. You can go to our website, CTD Bowling, click the 3 little lines to pick up one of these bowling balls. Also, maybe consider joining our staff. It's free to join. We talk about bowling balls like this and other bowling balls as well. Opportunity for you to get some more information, because at the end of the day, CTD is an education company, and we always say education is creating the difference. On behalf of Creating the Difference, I am CEO Ronald Hicklin. Talk to you soon.